yes, but actually no.
Hello. Welcome to the channel. If you happen to be new, feel free to hit that subscribe button, and if you'd like what I'm about to say, then feel free to share wherever you share things. And with that said, let's jump into what we have today. So, Pokemon. You may or may not know, Pokemon Sword and Shield are coming to the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo has had a direct explaining it earlier this year and one for E3. But the point of contention right now, have you ever heard of the slogan, "Gotta catch 'em all"? I'm pretty sure at some point you have heard or seen it. It's been the Pokemon slogan for God knows how long. Although it's been downplayed, I feel like everybody has seen it at some point. But anyway, Sword and Shield are going to make an appearance this November 15th, I believe. And that slogan may be, it's not coming with it. I'm not even gonna say maybe, it's just not coming with it. So recently, Masuda had to, and he's one of the developers on there, tried to come to the defense of the fact that not all the Pokemon are going to be coming to Sword and Shield. Who knows, it may come to Pokemon Gun. But yes, the National Dex is defunct. If you don't know what the National Dex is basically it's the index for all the Pokemon across all of the regions. That's why it's called National Dex. But anyways, yeah, he responded. To be honest, when I read this response, he said pretty much nothing. If you go to the Pokemon page on Twitter, for example, the easiest way to find this, scroll down just a bit until you see a post from June 28th, and it'll say a message for Pokemon video game fans. You click on that, it'll take you to the Pokemon page. And this is where Masuda decides to respond. Just go a bit lower and you can see the English translation for my English folks. Thank you to all of our fans for caring so deeply about Pokemon. Recently, I shared the news that some Pokemon cannot be transferred to Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. He did this in a treehouse, like the treehouse event. Yeah, and recently I shared news that Pokemon cannot be transferred to Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. I've read all of your comments and I appreciate your love and passion for Pokemon. Just like all of you, we are passionate about Pokemon, and each and every one of them is very important to us. After so many years of developing the Pokemon video games, this was a very difficult decision for me. I'd like to make one thing clear. Even if a specific Pokemon is not available in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, that does not mean it will not appear in future games. The world of Pokemon continues to evolve. The Galar region offers new Pokemon to encounter, trainers to battle, and adventures to embark on. We are pouring our hearts into these games, and we hope you will look forward to joining us on this new journey. And then, sign and date. So that's pretty much it. And in all honesty, yeah, he said a lot of nothing. I feel like he wanted to come out and acknowledge, hey guys, I hear you, I understand, but I'm not doing anything about it. He's like, I heard you, and they're valid complaints, but I'm still not doing anything. And it's really rough for it's genuinely rough for the fans, because people have their favorite Pokemon. That's kind of on the rough side. There's Pokemon across generations that people are a really big fan of. And now you're just having to play Pokemon Survivor. And that really sucks. It's like, will my favorite get into, because if it doesn't, you're gonna have to wait a couple years maybe for it to get yours finally in there. We don't know exactly how they're going to incorporate the next game with it. A pillar is essentially gone now from what made Pokemon. You can't catch them all this time around, even with both games. And usually you could do that. You could have, X amount of Pokemon in one game, and then in the sister game, you'd have X amount of Pokemon in that one. And if you got both games, which they're selling both games in a pack. That's what I don't get. They're selling both games in a pack. They offer them as a double pack. How are you gonna offer them as a double pack and not even offer all of them? Like that, add an insult to injury, Z moves and Mega Evolutions aren't returning. So if you were a fan of that, well, sucks to be you. The look and feel, it looks dated compared to other games, but you could forgive them because of all the different Pokemon that they had. And you had all these different things that you can do. Not to say that you're not going to be able to do anything with this current game. That's definitely not the case. I understand I understand what situation Masuda is in. He's in this situation. The higher ups have decided what they wanted to do, even though I don't agree with it. And it's nigh impossible. It's possible to do. Please believe it's possible to do. But it's nigh impossible for anyone in his position to change the what happens next, because it's got to release along the new Pokemon cards coming out, merchandise coming out, the TV show coming out, the TV show, the next iteration of that. You have all these moving parts. Like, it's a giant production. It's not just, oh, the game is that and that's it. Because please believe, if that is the issue, if it was just the game, if you need more time with the game to be able to get it out, we completely understand. Go ahead and do that. But you have all these moving parts. If you delayed the Pokemon game, then they would probably, just for the sake of solid marketing across the board, but if you delayed that, then it would mess the entire body up. And I highly doubt that they would do something like that, as much as I would prefer it. Rage damage. How bad should you legitimately be pissed? Well, see, I'm a casual fan, the name. So it doesn't affect me that much because I'm not going to go and catch all the Pokemon. When I was younger and life was a lot simpler, as it is for a lot of people when you're younger, I would do something like that. I'd probably try to catch all of them. I can't even remember if I did. I have my Pokemon Crystal over there sitting in the corner. I probably would back then, but now I don't really have that luxury. It doesn't hurt me as much. It doesn't hurt the casual that much. But the diehard fans who have kept up with everything, it's like Pokemon. It's like the Pokemon companies turning their back on the core base. You're diehard, and they are diehard fans. They're the diehard fans are the people that you least should want to upset. Now, granted, you can prop yourself up with the mainstream because it's a ton of them. Nothing against mainstream people that aren't like hardcore fans or whatever. But you're a dime a dozen. If there is a ton of you that can keep something afloat, companies will gladly lean on you and kind of snub the hardcore fans. But hardcore fans are your ride or dies. Me personally, I want to do everything I can for the ride or dies. Like, it's just like, it's in a sense, it's kind of like family. Like, that whole, you don't turn your back on family, like that kind of thing. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to. It seems wrong. It really does. And I feel like all the time that they could have spent making the models, and of course they're working on that other game, Town. And they've even mentioned before too that they're working on Town is a priority and Pokemon is not as much of a priority. And it's just, it was in your slogan. It's in the stupid Pokemon. Oh, not stupid. I actually love that rap. The old Pokemon rap. Like, that gotta catch them all, man. Like, seriously. It's in there. Like, you guys kind of made that mistake and didn't have the foresight about, what's happening with the future with it. You blew it.
You blew it. You had it all and you blew it.
Like, a lot of fans aren't really, because some people will criticize fans like, oh, you're just entitled. You shouldn't blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And it's fair criticism to a degree. Like, some people are just straight up entitled, but that's not really the case. This was what was sold to them. Gotta catch them all. It was sold to them. They're not pulling it out of their asses or anything. And being able to do so by buying multiple games for generations, they've done that since like what, 2002, 2003? That's over a decade and a half of, I want to equate it to something else that's making me angry. If you spend that much time on something for that long, you're going to be pissed if you've been betrayed. I 100% know that from experience. You can see my a little rage coming. You will be pissed, and I feel like they have every right to, because it's been a core tenement. It's kind of messed up that they've done that.
I can't believe you've done this.
The response, while better than EA, was still not very good. I mean, you should have done this response like long ago. Like, the Band-Aid should have been ripped off, so to speak, a long time ago. That way it doesn't feel, it's so close to release in terms of a company and a game. This is way too soon. This is like telling you like a week before whatever drops. It's not very good. I mean, I guess better late than never. Cause whoo, boy, can you imagine doing that later? But and another thing that you have to take into account, how much is too little? Like, at what percentage is acceptable for not having all Pokemon? I think that's a very, very important question that needs to be asked here. Is it just going to be 400? Is it going to be 600? Is it going to be 700? Which is, I'll take that, honestly. I don't think I'd complain at 700. How many Pokemon are coming back? Let's do a percentage. If it's like 30% of the Pokemon coming back, that's an outrage. That's a legitimate, that's bull. That is, I'm not even just a super, like, I'm a Pokemon fan, but I'm not even a super Pokemon fan, and I think that is hot garbage. And then you want to charge $60 for that? No, sir. And then you want to sell a 2-pack and it's only that low? Absolutely not. That's disgusting.
Disgusting!
Now, if it's like 60%, it sucks, but it's not as enraging. I think that's a little more on the fair side. If you get into the 70-80% range of all the Pokemon coming back, okay, that's cool. It still will be some people that are going to be unhappy because that's just how it's going to be, because everybody has a particular Pokemon that they're a fan of. And at that percentile, you're bound to have people that are highly upset that their Pokemon isn't coming back. That's just it is what it is. As a whole, 80%, if you can hit the 80 percentile, I think that's for what's happening right now, I think that's a fair compromise. You should still want all of them. Now, don't think for a second that I am against all. I want all Pokemon. Like, just gotta catch them all. I am not moving from that position, until other more important facts come into play. I try to be reasonable all around. But until that happens, gotta catch them all is got to catch them all. It's been part of the Pokemon Company for far too long to be like, oh, time to throw it out. Big core tenement that we've built our brand on, gotta throw them out. Can't catch them all. Like, that's... Anyways, Game Freak as a whole, Game Freak and Pokemon, people have been calling them lazy. I don't necessarily feel like it's being lazy. More so, I feel like they're just being complacent. They know that they're going to sell gangbusters regardless of how pissed off their core audience is, which I don't think that you should do, but I think it's a mentality thing. I think they are so complacent and like, yeah, it's Pokemon. It sells itself. It's not a slight against them. It's just something that will happen to people when they're so used to a level of success. Like, you know how other companies are out there? They get too big for their britches, Facebook, Google, all that. And they don't care anymore. It's like, I don't have to make you happy. It's gonna sell regardless. Like, to really affect a company, you have to hit it. You have to hit them in their wallet. If you don't hit them in their wallet, they're not going to give a crap. If you scream at them and you hand over your hard-earned money to them, it's like, hey, it's too bad. Thanks for the cash. We out. Like, that's just how it is. As long as they get paid, they are not going to stop doing what they're doing. So if you are upset with it, definitely vote with your wallet. I hate that, like I said, mainstream people, Joe Blow, Sally and Tom or whatever. No, I guess the Sally and Tom. They're not going to care. They're not going to care. They're not even going to realize that, they're being gypped in a sense. Which I guess if you don't realize it, are you really being gypped? You are. That whole if a tree falls in the forest but no one hears the kind of thing, you're still being gypped. But they're not going to realize it. Relative to what they know, as far as they're concerned, they're not being gypped. They're going to buy it. They're going to go on their merry way. So even with that, still vote with your wallet. If you don't like it, don't get it. If there's enough of you and you let other people know about the situation so they're aware of it too, because information is definitely king. One last thing that I really think they could do is, I've mentioned it before, but I'll say it again. They can do free updates over time. As let's be honest, they got to get the missing Pokemon in future 3D iterations. So no better time like the present, huh? Maybe they could do like a ballot or something, like the Smash ballot. Once we know what is cut out and what isn't, it's legit valuable data. Yeah, do a ballot or something. Because again, I can't stress it enough, you got to get them in there. But I mean, that's just me. So what do you guys think of Masuda's response? Do you think it was hot garbage like I do? Do you think he said a lot of nothing? What do you think of the whole kerfuffle? The fact that a company has the slogan of "gotta catch 'em all," but you can't catch 'em all. What do you think of that? Feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. As you've seen from other videos, or if you ever go see any of my other videos, we have good conversations down there. I enjoy talking to you guys. Feel free to like, feel free to share this too. If you are serious and upset about Pokemon not having all of the Pokemon in there, gotta catch them all, then share this video. I mean, get the word out there that, you know, we're not happy about this situation. Even if you don't share this video, let your voice be heard. Let them know, because fans and money talk. There's a power under there that you may not realize is there. So use your power as a collective. You're very strong. But with that said, that's the end of the video. Blah, blah, blah. Patreon, you know, tiers start as low as $1 a month. If you feel like kicking something to the channel, so I can make better and better content over time to entertain you guys or inform you guys, you know, it's there for you. And if you don't want to do that, I have an awesome geek apparel store, gaming, anime inspired, comic inspired, all that other good stuff. Some amazing artists in there. There is some there's some boss designs in there. Why aren't you there? Go hang out there. Look at the designs. They're awesome. Beautiful. Anyways, hope you like this video. Hope you guys have a good one. Oh yeah, that store, threadiverse.com. Link in the description. And later days. I said later days. Does anybody even remember the Weekenders?
For a Jigglypuff, Kingler, Rhyhorn, Cafe for Wigglytuff.
Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon!
Zubat, Primate, Meowth, Onix, Geodude, Rapidash, Magneton, Snorlax, Gengar, Tangela, Goldeen, Spearow, Weezing, Seal, Gyarados, Slowbro!
Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all.
No, unacceptable.